Welcome to Gunkle Tarot. My name is Brian Gryphon. I have just received this package from the Game Crafter, and it should be test cards for 96 cards being considered for volumes 2 and 3 of my new Oracle deck series, the Digital Gryphon Kaleidoscope Oracle. You will see top left of your frame the package of the volume 1. This is still sealed, so I'm not going to be opening it. I did a walkthrough, I believe, of that. This is the back. These are some cards I ordered as test prints for volume 1 that didn't make it, so they will also be considered for volumes 2 and 3. So, give me 1 second. This is a true unboxing. I have not even pre-cut the box. The decks will ship with a hook box like the one I showed you a second ago. I don't consider tech boxes, even tech boxes from major manufacturers, to be useful long-term storage of a deck that gets any amount of use. So I always end up putting them in a hard box or a bag. And so I'm thinking, why pay extra to have a tech box printed up for the decks? By going to a hook box, I'm saving us together about $3 a deck. I ordered these as 2 decks, and so I did different backs, although each card might be considered for one or the other deck. So the finished production, the backs may differ depending upon which deck they go in. And it's possible that some of these won't be considered good enough or sharp enough or whatever. So here are, this is sort of an aside, these are cards were considered for deck 1 and didn't make it, but which certainly are in the running now. So I have 96 new samples, so those 4, that gives me 100 to choose 2 decks of 47. Each deck is 48 cards, including a title card, because they're done 12 up. And this is the way the Game Crafter does cards. They are paper banded. They have very totally minimized plastic wrapping. Okay. So again, this is one particular deck backing, but which deck, if either of these, a card goes in, is up for consideration. I am going to see if I can zoom in. Now with the Kaleidoscope Oracle decks, none of the cards have keywords or titles on them. Each deck has available a PDF to download from the Game Crafter that shows the cards and gives the file names, which will give some indication of the source file, but leaves it open as much as possible for your own interpretations. So that's one. Most of these are spun from my photography, my original digital photography, as well as some other digital work I've done on the computer. All of them have been spun using a simple plug-in in Paint Shop Pro. It is not artificial intelligence. It is merely a math program. Literally, you give it some different settings of different angles, different sizes, etc., and it just spins based on that, and there's no interpretation of the command. It just does that. So there are a lot of different ways any one image could be turned into a kaleidoscope. And if you're interested in more about that, on my website, digitalgryphondesign.com, there is a behind the scenes section which has 2 pages which show different two different files, and there are many different ways to spin it. One of those files is the source file for this, and I show it by changing the orientation of the crop. It's the different settings in the software to get you different results. If you're interested in that. And it's teddy bears. And snowflakes. These are bridges in Columbus. You will notice that most of my kaleidoscopes are 8-sided. Some, like that one, are 5-sided, or as I call it, a pentakaleidograph. And sometimes it's easier than others to see the original subject. In that case, it's the squirrel there. And sometimes you really can't tell, because what the picture was originally is not the point. The point is what you or your subject sees in it. And yes, that is a kitten dragging a camera strap. So like I said, I will go through these and hopefully find 47 each for the 2 sets. And if I have 47 that I like and I feel are ready to go, it will then take me a few days to put the PDFs together for each deck to get uploaded, and then they will be available to order at the Game Crafter. But it's also possible that some of these won't work. I'm hoping that the work I did for the first volume, which went through ultimately 3 different printings to get the cards, will help me get these right the first time. And this is a kaleidoscope, spun from a kaleidoscope, because we like to be fancy. Okay, which one is there we go. This was from a Toronto Pride Parade many, many years ago. This one, a photography assignment on glass lighting. And people who live in Columbus may recognize the source materials sometimes. And sometimes absolutely not. And those are trees and woods. This is a covered bridge, Mohican State Park. This was some yarn, I believe a kitten's bed from the cat shelter. This one is water at a fountain in downtown Columbus. These are flowers that are making faces. And some more flowers making faces. And this one is called Crumpled Bumper, because that's actually what the original photograph was. Bursting pipes from a fountain. That's a structural aspect of a bridge in downtown Columbus. Cemetery. Yet another flower, giving sort of a one face there, and tubular steel. This is spun from the leaf of a taro plant, T-A-R-O plant, that I had done some digital color work on. And this is some of my Shoofiti series. It's shoes, boots that are hanging over power lines as sort of a form of urban graffiti. So that's one batch. And now we have the second batch. It is going to take me a couple of days to do come up with a definite selection for each deck, because there's a lot of designs I really like. Now, part of that, of course, is that, like most artists, I work hard on a design, and so I tend to really love it. But also, I think I've done a pretty good selection of original files, and the settings I've done to them to make some interesting files. Party balloons, nightlife. Oh, yes. Those are headlights. Okay. That's spun from a digital painting done from my original photograph of a winter scene in Columbus. More flowers. A pretty empty field with some tree branches in it. Seems to do nicely. Tulips. Oh yes. I'm not going to tell you what this one was. See what you think of it. Nightlife. I can't think of this one off the top of my head. More faces. Candles. Can you read that? Which one is the upright? We got Arena District, downtown Columbus. This will probably never make the deck. This was my dearly departed beloved Anakin. I was doing some photography in a plain white box and decided to have some fun with it. That's an outdoor scene along the river. Oh yes, that's a dog. Took me a second. That's a pride picture. People who live in Toronto may recognize the building in the background. Not easily because of the way it's been spun. This is another one from a pride parade. Pearls. This is why I have notes on file names, because I'm not sure of the colors. Oh yes, that's a brick party shelter at a park. It's called Words. The middle portion is spun from a photograph of cards from the official Romanowski and Phillips Lyrical Oracle deck, which I also published. And these are little containers of glitter. This is from a pride parade in Toronto. And you see it's fearless. These are Rudbeckia faces. Those are flowers. I have to do some research to figure out what they were before they got all squished. And these are buildings. This is along the riverfront in downtown Columbus. No idea. I'm definitely gonna have to look up some names. That is a plant. I think it's canna species, and it is a hybrid called Stuttgart leaf. More. Oh yes. Rabbit whether or not that was a rabbit or part of a rabbit. There's cat at the shelter, curled up. A rose. This is spun from one of the pictures that are in that behind the scenes aspect of my website. That was a street scene, early morning downtown Columbus, and then I played with colors. Some more. Oh, that is an outfit from the Toronto Pride Parade some years back. This is Portrait of the Artist. This is from a Pride Parade. Those are Royal Canadian Mounted Police marching in the parade. There were a couple of them, as a married couple of them. This was spun from a photograph at a subway stop in Toronto. Again, people who in the area know the area will know what that is. It's a leaf, large leaf in a garden in Toronto. Oh yes, again, photography exercise on lighting glass. Another outfit in a Pride Parade. A flower, I'm not sure. Look at the title. This is okay. This is, I believe, a digitalis plant. That is a little bit of plant life surrounded by a parking garage in downtown Columbus. That's a merry-go-round ride horse from my travels. Very demon-y looking. I suspect that's fur, but I wouldn't swear to it. That's just a storage bin. And that is part of the screen of my blood pressure monitor on a particularly good report. So there you have it. Those 96 new cards, along with the 4 from before, are the 100 cards that I hope to pick. Volumes 2 and 3, 47 cards each, from the next issue of the digital Gryphon Kaleidoscope Oracles, available. Volume 1 now available at the Games Crafter. Volumes 2 and 3 to be along shortly. I'm also testing the idea of doing a mint tin, much smaller deck. The deck will be smaller and the cards will not be square. They will be rectangular with large corners. And I'm trying to decide whether or not putting a square image into a rectangle is helpful and inspiring or thought-provoking, or just silly. Stay tuned for an update on that. And the Kaleidoscope Oracle decks volumes 4 and 5 are also being worked on as I speak. Thank you.